Yeah, I think Tut in the Valley, like, hard blocked me from continuing with the game. Also, hey, do you remember the mission that we just did? We're gonna do it again.
Our most powerful pharaoh, Seti, son of Ramses I, has declared that the present is the proper time to begin to prepare for his journey into the afterlife. To this end, you will begin the excavation of his royal tomb in the Valley of the Kings. No effort is to be spared by your workers in its preparation. Proper measures must be taken to ensure that, when completed, its craftsmanship will be unrivaled for many years to come. But, as construction on this royal project proceeds, take due precautions against vandals. Already there have been reports of bands of greedy criminals intent on enriching themselves.
No, not greedy criminals. What will they do?
Egypt's eternally resting pharaohs. Do not let this unholy act disgrace the royal tombs in the valley, or as sure as the sun rises in the east, your standing in the kingdom will be smirched.
Alright, so we start with a grand temple complex to Ra? Oh, alright. And, what the heck is this? Okay, alright. That's fair, I guess. We have a nice little square here that we can make our initial housing at. That's pretty neat, I guess. That makes... So, like, here's the problem, though. We don't have bridges. Which means if we need to get over here, we have to go through the temple to Ra here. And then we have a large royal burial tomb, which we can put there. Okay. We have a whole lot of starting money. And... Ooh. Okay, what can we produce? Let's start there. So, we can produce flax and barley. So, beer might be a pretty good choice. There's also some stone down here. That's kind of nice. We also have a bunch of fishing wharves. We can build fishing wharves. That's a little bit odd. Maybe what we do here is actually come over here and create like a little resource outpost to get these floodplains. There are some weird choices here. Okay. So, let's just start with the basics. Let's not worry about the logistics too much just yet. I say as I immediately start worrying about the logistics. So we're going to do something like that. And that. And this is going to be like our primary foodstuffs. Yeah. Okay. Look, if the game's going to give me, like, easily defined blocks like this, I would be foolish to not take them up on that offer. We can unpause. Let people start moving in. Well, at least there's plenty of room for clay pits on this map. Well, those clay pits that I can't build anyhow. But if I could build clay pits, we could definitely build clay pits. I don't like that. Ra already has a temple complex. He's probably not going to be that mad if we just did something like that. I could be wrong about that. Ra could get very angry with us, but we'll deal with that when the time comes. And we need work camps. There we go. Can we still fit, okay, we can still fit a storage yard there. That's good. Excellent. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna be focusing on beer. I want you to have flax and barley. Is it flax and barley or is it honey? No, it's flax and barley. Okay. And I want you to have linen and beer. And we're also going to do another line of pomegranates. It's going to be a little bit weird, but it's fine. Oh, shoot. I don't have a granary. No, granary. Whew. I'm gonna have to move that granary eventually, but at least I saved a little bit of my food. Doesn't have a water source. It should get one, yeah. All right, 8% unemployment. We have room to grow. I'm gonna put a dockyard there. And let's start selling beer. Ooh. That's a land route. Okay. And that's also a land route. Do I even need... Okay, there is water routes here, too. You buy fish. That's less exciting. You buy figs and jewelry. You buy linen. Okay. There we go. So that's going to be the start of our little trade corridor. It'll be what it is. We should be able to do okay. What housing objectives do we have? Spacious manor. So we actually have to do some real big kids house building here. Because spacious manors are pretty big. I think they're the size 3 or 3x3 squares. Yes, they are 3x3. Okay. 12 of them. 12 3x3. Yeah, we're gonna be here for a while. Alright, fair enough. It's a nice little city building task after our last mission, which was mad rush to the end. And we're also going to have to start begging Osiris, not Ra, for good floods. Osiris, please give me flood. How did the gods think? The gods are pretty content right now. Good. Well, at least I don't have to hurry with building the tomb, because honestly, the tombs that you build in these missions, the burial chambers, the burial tomb, they don't really take that long to build, even the larger ones. Especially if you have the guilds right there. Somebody's racing on the highway, that's great. But yeah, that's kind of the nice thing. That's something that the expansion did, I think really well, is they took a lot of the criticisms, like, keep in mind, like, this was late 90s, early 2000s. The internet existed, but it wasn't, like, as prominent as it is nowadays. So I find it extremely impressive that they managed to take a lot of the criticisms of the original game and kind of improved the formula a little bit. They had really cool monuments, but they were much faster to build. It wasn't like the pyramids, which take 30, 40, 50 years in some cases. But I think, you know, we can line these farms like this. Maybe. I don't know if that makes sense. Can I have a farm? Could line a farm here. 700 linen. I just started selling my linen, game. Please. Whatever. Whatever, game. I know you know what I'm doing. That's kind of gross looking, isn't it? I don't like it. I don't like it. Let's not do that. let's keep lining up the dominoes this way. Oh, I hate that too. I kind of really hate that, but I think I'm just going to end up hating everything about this, and I think I'm just going to have to accept that that's my lot in life. The way they've kind of chewed up the floodplain with this, like, silly temple thing, I think it has made the game a little bit harder. It has. Like, it makes it easier in some ways, because there's, like, a lot more space for housing. A lot more space for housing that I'm absolutely going to need because of the requirements for this mission. But, yeah. I'm also going to need more linen, so I'm just going to extend that out super far and build a bunch of weavers. Because we're going to have to get this linen produced fast if we're going to hope to get this task finished in time. And it's a little bit silly, but I'm going to put more architects posts and firehouses down here. That will kind of increase the likelihood that they're going to wander down these paths here. Because it's mostly a fire risk, I guess. But I don't know. I'd rather have too much than too little. In fact, I guess we can get rid of one of those architects posts. We need a second granary. We'll plop it up here. Plop it back here. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, we're actually producing a lot of extra food right now, which is good. I'd rather produce a lot of extra food than not enough food. We're gonna get a lot of workers in, and then we can really start our industry. Look at that. Look at all those raw resources. Nice. Yeah, that's the one concern with this granary being right here, is that it's going to drag the desirability of this area down. But it is what it is. Alright, well, we're gonna get a lot of extra people. Our resource production is going to be way better. And Pharaoh's probably going to start making stupid requests soon. You know, thinking about it, this is just a random shot in the dark. I am almost certain that we are going to get requests for fish. Just because it's kind of like the odd thing out in this mission. Like, oh, we can do fish now. Like, I know there's going to be requests for fish. So I may want to start planning for that. And realistically speaking, that'll also give me the opportunity to get like a more regular source of food. see. We need an architect's post and a firehouse here. We're probably going to put another dockyard down here. That would be my guess. Alright, hopefully this will improve the desirability a little bit. Yep, good enough for now. Alright, I guess we should do 400 for each beer and linen, because I'm going to continue getting requests for it. I suspect, anyhow. Okay, let's do some fish here. Do something like that. And we'll have all of this feed into a granary here. And we'll also put a firehouse architect's post here. And a slum house. There. And a slum house there. So I want this to accept only fish. And then I want these to get fish. Do I want these to get fish? I don't think I do. I think it'll work its way over there eventually. Maybe. I hope. Okay. So we didn't use our emergency funds yet. We had a lot of starting capital here, which is really nice. But I don't really want to go into debt unless I have to. So I'm going to try to avoid it where possible. We're just going to keep begging Osiris for good floods. Double what they expected to harvest? That's nice, but that's not exactly what I was hoping for, game. That's a dock. I meant to build a shipwright. I'm bad at this game. There we go. Yeah, so I hate fish. It's an obnoxious resource to get. It doesn't come in very fast. It's extremely inconvenient. It's very dependent on where the fish spawns are. But it's at least a constant source of food, which is more than I could say for the floodplains. And another thing I can do... I can get rid of this granary now. Yeah. Okay. Now we are at the point where we can consider importing pottery and progress this housing. Get some more people in. 18% unemployment, though. Do we really need more people? That is the real question. I don't think we do. Not right now. Here, let's build... It's 18% unemployment, but we only have 1,600 people, so it's not really that many people. that we have unemployed. Let's build our city palace. We're gonna put it. Oh, that would have been a nice spot for it. We'll park it there. That should give us a pretty good idea of how short we are on people. 182. 161. Okay. Well, we could plop down more work camps. We probably will need to in the long run. Let's build a firehouse and an architect's post here, because this makes me nervous. And we're gonna put a dock here, and we're gonna do the same thing here. We don't really have a lot of traffic in the docks right now, but I suspect that'll change as the mission progresses. And I think we can also put, yeah, we could put a single fishing boat there. There we go. And it'll work itself out eventually. Alright, so we definitely need to start importing where is it? Pottery. There it is. So here's the thing. We need to import pottery. Let's see. We need to import pottery and oil for lamps. We need to import henna for paint. All right. So let's import 800 pottery, I guess. And what route? Which route is henna? Do we have it yet? Yeah, you sell henna. You're a land trade route. Okay. Alright, so you have pottery. We're gonna do a quarter. We're also going to do a quarter oil. Because we also need it for lamps, yeah? This is going to be a little pricey. But we're exporting plenty of beer, plenty of linen, so that's good. And then we can start importing henna and selling paint here soon. Soonish. Because the hardest task in this mission isn't necessarily going to be to build the tomb. It's going to be to get the high-level housing. Here, for now, we're going to just build some work camps. Just to keep the people satisfied. Because we're going to get even more people in. And we might as well keep up with the unemployment while we can. Uh, 14% unemployment. It's a little high. Still a little high. But soon, yeah, we can start working on this burial chamber. We're gonna put a storage yard here. So we're gonna need clay, lamps, paint, yeah. maker? No. There we go. This is just planning for the future, basically. There we go. All right, give me one moment. I need to stand up and stretch a little bit. I'll be right back. All right, and I am back. I'm trying to get a little bit better at not just murdering myself by sitting the entire stream. I've been sitting for almost 3.5 hours now, and it's a little bit uncomfortable to do that. Especially when I'm done with the stream, and then I have to get up, and everything hurts. Okay. So we have the resources to build lamps now. That's good. Let's go ahead. We're going to take out that work camp. And that work camp. And we're going to start 2 lamp makers. And we're also going to put 4 paint makers down. We do need another storage yard, which we can put here. And this is going to be paint. Paint and henna? Paint, henna, and clay? I think we do paint and henna. I think that makes sense. We're only going to import like 800 henna. And eventually we're going to export paint, but not yet. Alright, we're also going to put a police station down here. I still think that they just got rid of tomb raiding. I don't think we have to worry about people raiding the tombs anymore. But I'm gonna keep playing as if we do have to worry about that, at least for the moment. So these guys should be grabbing the pottery, yeah. But there's not enough entertainment, huh? Alright. We can make that work. There we go. Not really an enormous payday for the flood this year. Ooh, fire in the city. Where? Oh. Yeah, I guess that does make sense, doesn't it? I hope it doesn't burn down my temple. That would be unfortunate. There we go. And we'll put a firehouse in here too. Just so that that doesn't happen again. Okay, can we export lamps? No, we can only import lamps. So that is something to keep in mind. We may have issues later on where we don't need lamps anymore. So we can just turn off that industry. We're not there yet. We're not going to be there anytime soon. Because obviously we have a whole monument to build. But something for the future, definitely, to keep aware of. Alright, what population do we need? 3,000? It's actually not that bad, considering we need 12 spacious manors. We're probably going to put them 12 manors. That's a lot of manors. We're probably going to put them over here, maybe. That's a lot of manors. Just trying to think of the logistics of it. We'll make plans for that soon-ish. Ooh, we need clay for the Artisans Guild. Yeah, we can probably make that work. Clay is super cheap. It's probably the least of my worries. There we go. Is this a bad place to build a core house? Should I build it over here instead? I don't know. I mean, I may need to build another one over here. Yeah, so this is already overflowing with fish, as I predicted. Especially because our bazaars would rather get food from here rather than walk the whole way over to here. We may need to put a bandstand up here. I mean, it'll help my culture to do that anyway, so let's do that. All right, we have a nice little cluster of housing here. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. It has a lot of industrial output. And we're working. Oh, we ran out of money. That's okay. We still have 3,000 gold. Can start collecting our taxes now. That will save us some of our money. Or it'll make back some of our money, I guess I should say. 1,100 linen? We should be able to make that work. Especially after the next flood. Is all this linen claimed? I bet it is. Yeah, it is. The dock bought it. Okay, that makes sense. I understand now. I I wonder if I should build more storage yards for the raw resources, especially beer, since I'm selling so much beer. I probably should, and I should probably build more farms over in this floodplain, both food and otherwise, because I want to make sure I'm producing exportable goods year-round. Let's see, flax and barley. Okay. Do 3 barley. I need to do 3 flax. Come on. There we go. Nice. Yeah, because I'm burning through all of my raw resources, so we might as well just produce more, yeah? Yeah. Now, you don't have a food problem right now. Food is a non-issue, at least at the moment. And considering we only need like 3,000 people total, I don't see food becoming much of a problem. How much does the game think we're making enough for? 5,400? I have my doubts, but you know, we are making a good amount of food, so maybe it is accurate. I have my doubts whether or not we'll actually be able to complete this request, though. Looks like the thing holding us back is oil. Oil for lamps. But it's slowly working its way through. Okay. Maybe we didn't need the extra storage yards. Hello, Mike Mulligan, and welcome to the team. I don't know why I said it that way, but thank you for the follow. As it's been a little bit since I've gotten a follower, so I'm out of practice. It's like I'm at work all over again. Welcome to the team. I will train you in the kitchen and the front, and we will make food together. It'll be great. It's funny how being in management kind of influences the way that you talk to people. Also, the audio on that notification was really quiet, and I don't know why. Oh well. Something I'll have to monkey with later, I think. Because my audio is all sorts of screwed up right now. I don't know what it is about having a new, different headset that has just completely ruined my audio, but it has. Everything is horrible with it. Okay. We're so close to the linen that we need. Come on, I need one more. How long do we have? A month? 2 months. Oh, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be very close. we will see how it goes. I mean, we're either gonna get it or we're not. I'm not gonna sweat it too much. What is your problem? No food? Huh. I mean, I could see this area having issues with food. But I feel like it shouldn't, because there's a bazaar right here. Whatever. I'm sure it'll figure itself out. Alright. So we have completed that request, so we'll go ahead and go back to exporting linen. Are we exporting all of our linen? No. Okay. Just a significant percentage of it. We're not importing... Why are we not importing henna? Did I do the goof again? I did. I set the amount that I want in here, but I didn't actually set it to accept the henna. So that was a big mistake on my part. Okay. Alright, Kingdom Standing has climbed. That's good. We're in debt again. I mean, we lost a lot of income from donating that linen to the Pharaoh, so it doesn't surprise me that we're short on money. Now that that industry is back going full tilt, we should be fine. Let's see. Let's put another row of barley in here. Basically for the same logic as the henna. Or, yeah, the henna. Now I'm going to constantly confuse henna and flax. It is known. This was what's going to happen. Henna, flax, and grain. I always get them all confused, even though they have completely different icons. Flax and grain is really bad, because flax and grain is almost an identical icon. Henna I confuse because it just, well, it looks rather similar to the flax visuals. Okay. So we're doing okay here. We're burning through our lamps pretty quickly, but that's okay. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Of course, we haven't even started producing. We are starting to produce paint now. Okay, that's good. Now, I am planning on exporting paint eventually. That will help our income. But not as much as the linen and the beer will. Linen and beer are so good for exports. It's crazy good. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with how well our fishing wharves are doing. Maybe they've gotten better in the remake? I don't know. I know hunting lodges are crazy powerful in the remake, but I don't know if the fishing wharves have a similar effect. All I know is that we're progressing quite well. And once we get our 12 manors, we should be okay. Should be okay. Speaking of, I think I'm going to start... working on our little manor area here. So we need 12 manors. Okay. So, 1 manor, eventually. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can do that. 7, 8, 9, 10. Can we do this on 1 straight away? We probably can. $11, 12. So we're gonna do... Is this what we're doing? This is a little bit different, and I don't know if it'll work. I mean, they're only manors. They should be fine. Manors don't take that much effort to build. Hold on. It needs to be here. Five, 6, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, a little bit of that is fine. 11, 12. Okay. We need to stockpile beer. Ooh, we've already sold a lot of our beer. Nah, it's fine. We won't worry about it. We'll get it back. Okay. So I think this will work for what I want. Because basically I'm going to put everything that I need to upgrade these houses around this block. And I'm going to hope that is enough. That's what the game plan is. And this is already making good progress. That's great. So when we're done with this tomb, we can stop importing oil. We won't need it anymore. And, well, we'll still have to be importing a lot of pottery. Yeah. Plasma position there. This one should be able to cover this. I don't know why it's not. I'm sure they'll figure themselves out eventually. Okay. So we're gonna put a bazaar. We're gonna do 2 bazaars. And they're gonna be at either end. And we're also going to put a firehouse and an architect's post on either end. The more we get, the better. Weapons. I think we need that for a burial provision. So let's go ahead and open up a storage yard to that. I think that's one of the burial provisions that we need. Which is why it's being offered. There we go. 10% unemployment. That's fine. We could always produce more beer, but I think we're probably getting pretty close to, well, the year just ticked over. And we're so far in debt. That's not good. Why are we in debt? Imports? Imports aren't that bad. Guess it is more than our exports, which is a problem. What do we export, or what are we importing that's so expensive? Pottery and oil. But we need those, so we can't exactly skimp out on them. We could export fish. That feels like a little bit of a desperate play. There's the 2 weapons. That's 2 of the 6 weapons that we need. Okay. Alright. That's fine. Man, we are burning through flax so fast. We still have a whole other storage yard full of barley, but that flax is not doing well. Do we have a whole lot of extra barley? I guess we do, yeah. I guess that was the game plan. Okay. So part of the reason why I'm not super worried about the unemployment is because once these houses here max out at 3x3, they're not going to produce people for the workforce anymore. I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not going to be able to get the bricks that they want. It's just not going to happen. I'd have to set up a whole new industry, and I just don't see that as a reasonable thing. Yeah, it's definitely... Why can't I... Alright, I'll have to put this somewhere else then. Maybe over here. No? Maybe I'll have to put it here. We may fall too far into debt. It wouldn't take much. But we should also be selling a lot of this stuff, yeah? Alright, let's stop. Is our fish coming, or is our fish exporter coming by land or sea? You buy weapons, okay. It's a land route. I don't think we need this flax. I'm gonna start exporting the fish. For now, at least. Yeah, I mean, we are selling a lot,
High low, sell high. That's my
but
motto.
we're also buying a lot, which is the problem. Ow. Okay, we need to stop importing. We need to stop importing or we're just going to lose the game. Stop trading the oil. Stop trading the clay. The henna is not really that expensive. It's not really a problem. The rest is. And I need to continue importing pottery. It's too important. I'm just gonna have to kind of hope that we sell enough beer and linen to resolve that. You know, let me go nuts. We're just going to sell all of our beer and linen. Ugh. Traders? Traders, come buy my high-value goods, please. They're right there. There's so many of them. They're so valuable. This might be the closest that we're going to get to losing money-wise. We're gonna give a gift to the city just to try to float us some money. I mean, we do have a bunch of extra paint. Are we selling the paint yet? No. We can't really afford to open up a route to sell the paint. Let's see. How does our kingdom rating look? Our kingdom rating is probably going down. Oh, it's higher than it was last year. Okay. We're struggling with unemployment and culture. That's fine. Those problems we can resolve with time. Money is a real problem. Okay, that did shave off a lot of our debt, but we are still broke.
I love the art of the deal. I can't wait to trade my supplies.
Alright, but I think we're out of the danger zone. I'm still not going to import anything for a while, because we're just importing way too much. It's the oil. It's definitely the oil and the pottery. It's expensive. It is. But we only need lamps until we're done with the monument, and then we can just stop that industry altogether. We can just import the henna to produce paint, and then sell the paint. Which I think this has a pretty decent return. Yeah. It's no worse than a lot of the other resources anyhow.
beautiful journey.
Alright, he bought a little bit of linen, that's good. We should have more traders coming in.
What's the trader's life
Yeah, you
for
buy
me?
fish.
These goods will make welcome.
Funnily enough, I think that our fish is getting gobbled up by the markets. Which to a certain extent is fine. I don't necessarily mind our fish being gobbled up by the markets. It's just a little bit obnoxious, because we need that fish. Let's put a juggler school over here. And we'll put a dance school over here as well. Yeah. That should resolve some of the issues over on this side. Financially, we're still struggling, but we're getting better. I want to get back into the green, though, before we start importing a bunch of stuff again.
It's the trader's
You buy
life
beer,
for
that's good.
me.
You also sell pottery.
It's the trader's life for
That's the
me.
other thing, is that
It's the trader's
this
life for
trader
me.
here buys beer and sells pottery. So, like, we get that injection of money, and then we immediately lose it again. Because he sells the pottery. Alright, now we're starting to get some money back. That's good. That's not happening. I'm not going to be able to do that mission. I've just given up on it at this point. Go. Some of these places are struggling with desirability. I hope that doesn't cause issues later. Unemployment still super bad. Tell you what we could do. Oh, I don't like it too much. How many people are we short? 341. As time goes on, we'll need fewer people. But that should solve much of our unemployment issues. There we go. Okay. We need to go back to producing lamps. Maybe we give it another year. Maybe we just give it another year to get our finances in order, yeah? Yeah, I think so. Osiris, please. Keep forgetting to beg Osiris for boons. We can also put our personal mansion over here. That'll help the desirability a little bit. And we'll start embezzling funds from the city, but that's fine. We'll have that money for a rainy day. then it'll be okay. Okay. Let's start importing oil again. And clay. Very poor flood, huh? That's unfortunate. But hey, at least we still have a constant supply of food. We're also going to need papyrus for scribal schools. I think we wait for that until after we're done with the mission. After we're done with the tomb, that is. Because, I mean, we don't need a lot of papyrus, we just need it for over here. But papyrus is expensive. And, I mean, we can upgrade these houses, too. That's not a big deal. Alright, we should start getting lamps again, right? Yes, but not yet. They have to deliver it first, the oil. Do we have a bunch of people leaving? From where? From where? I do not know. Oh, was it here? No water. Well, I mean, we can put in another water supply. That's not a big deal. Yeah. All right. So how much does the trade route to export how was it? Clay, pottery, paint cost? I don't think we can do it. Maybe if we completed one of these requests, we would get it opened, but that's probably not going to happen. I'm not making bricks just to give it up. Not when we were so close to losing from financial ruin, that is. Alright, we have these guys working again. That's good. Forward progress is being achieved. And honestly, that's about as much as I can hope for. And Comey. You buy linen. I like selling linen to people. Yeah. Okay. Well. I'm pretty content with that. We can get more linen. Yeah, we can get more linen. Let's see. Perfect. Because, yeah, we have way too much barley now. Could actually build more brewers and be just fine. I just kind of spaced this awkwardly. What goes here? Oh, this is flax. That's right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna put this here. Except flax, and we can put a road that goes like this. And then down here, we could have even more industry. Specifically right now, it looks like we need more beer producing industry. But that's only temporary. Because we're also going to need more linen producing industry after the next harvest. Yeah. So we'll just do 4 and 4. 4 more of each. Yeah. Okay. How does our... These burial provisions are going to be expensive to import. Because we have to import. I don't think we can... Yeah, we can craft jewelry. We cannot craft jewelry. So it's going to be a little bit involved. It's definitely going to be a little bit involved. But with the combined might of linen and beer, we will persevere. And we could do more fishing wharves. As much as I hate the idea, we don't really need a massive city. The only difficult task is building the manors. And realistically speaking, we also have to get prosperity and culture high, and the fewer people we have for that, the easier it will be. Kind of a paltry harvest this year, huh? That's too bad. But we had a great flood, which is very good. Okay, so it looks like we're just kind of holding on for another year. Because we're still having those financial issues. We're still hovering between debt and no debt. That's okay. But all of our industries are working. That's pretty nice. So we're gonna be able to dish out the sellables really quickly, which is handy. This burial tomb is actually taking a long time to build. But I think the big limiter right now for that is definitely probably the lamps. Because before we could just import oil. In the last couple missions, we could import oil, and we could just build all of the pottery that we need. But because we have to import pottery this mission, it's really slowing me down. There you go. A little bit of debt, a little bit of not debt. That's the way this mission has been going so far, yeah? Yeah. It makes me a little bit nervous every single time I see that drop to negative 1,000. I think the fish is doing okay for us. I wish there was a way to see in here like the average sales per year for just specific resources. I mean, we're definitely maxing out our fish sales. I'm almost certain of that. There's the paint trade route. Okay. Yeah, 1,500 out of 1,500 fish. It's basically about enough money to make up for the henna imports. Alright, so we can sell paint. I mean, I'm tempted to just sell all the paint, because any paint in our storage yard is paint that's not in the Artisans Guild. But we'll go with selling over 400 for now. Okay, so I do want to start importing papyrus. As much as I hate to say that. I kind of hate to say it, but I kind of want to start importing papyrus. I think our crazy roller coaster of money is not as bad as it seems. And it's mostly fueled by all of the pottery we're using. But if I can upgrade these houses into manors... Not these houses. These houses. Then they'll start making me some decent tax money. What does tax look like right now? Making a fair amount of money from taxes. The problem is that in order to get money, tax money from these guys, I'm also going to have to import jewelry so that they can upgrade to their 3x3 state, and then I'll definitely make a lot of money on them. But at the cost of whatever I have to import. Ugh. Well, first things first, these guys do not buy jewelry. It's against the rules. They're not allowed to. All the jewelry is for these guys over here. In fact, let's move this storage yard. I'm gonna put it over here. Import. So expensive. Let's hold off on that. Like I said, I think we're good. But I just want to make sure I have some extra money in the bank before I do that. This is starting to look really cool. The lack of animation on this is still depressing me. But at least they still look kind of nice. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. Alright. Pretty sure fish is taking over as my primary food source, which I find to be really funny. It does stand to reason, though, we could probably use more pomegranates. There we go. Alright, let's start importing papyrus. And we need 1,000 jewelry. 1,000 jewelry, that's 3,000 Pharaoh bucks. Not yet. Not yet. We're definitely going to have big resources coming in to export this next year, though. A couple more months until we get that. We are out of exportables, which is unfortunate. But we should be fine. We have 3,000 gold. Or Pharaoh bucks, or Debins. Whatever you want to call them. And I think we are almost done with this monument. Just needs a little bit more attention. $900 pomegranates. Okay. I was going to consider building a granite that held only pomegranates, because I was afraid that fish was just going to take over. But I think we're fine at the moment. What we could do... I don't know. They'll figure it out, I'm sure. What is this? Willing to trade even more beer? That's very good for us. There we go. Let's build a granary over here. Just to make sure we have that extra food. Delicious. Okay, we should start getting papyrus in at some point. Is that a... Where do we get papyrus from? Mendifer is a water route. Alright. So it shouldn't come by sea. I have this set to actually accept papyrus, right? Yes. Okay. Also, now that I think about it, 1,000 jewelry is more than a quarter of the warehouse. A quarter of the warehouse is only 800. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That makes life a little bit easier. Yeah. 500 jewelry is 500 less jewelry that we have to buy. Although the bazaars are probably going to gobble that up. Yeah. Which is also fine. Don't get me wrong. Because that means that these houses will upgrade. They won't need a dentist. They have a dentist. Okay. There's our papyrus. Currently a little short on funds. But we can give a bunch to the city to help buffer that a little bit. Okay, we're almost done with this. We still need a bunch of lamps. One more shipment of lamps might do it. Let's stop importing oil. We may have enough lamps. If not now, because you accepted a gift of 500 jewelry, a new trade route has opened. Okay, whatever game. Whatever game. That doesn't make any sense, but I will accept it. Buen will buy pottery and linen. I'm starting. You know, I've been seeing the trend for this entire mission. I'm starting to see more and more of the trend. I'm gonna have a lot of people who are buying linen, but that's okay. We do have a little bit of debt, but yeah, it's fine. We'll burn that off, probably. All right, we'll build a scribe school here and a scribe school there. That's very handy. That should careen these up to the next level. And we're also going to start taxing these people. I'm sure they'll love that. And I may be overbuilding down here. It's something that's in my mind. Okay, these places are ready to upgrade. Mostly. But here's the problem. We're going to need a regular source of jewelry, and I don't know if I'm ready to import a lot of jewelry yet. We're gonna. All right. Let's get these houses upgraded, yeah? Falling desirability, don't do that. Don't fall in desirability. Yeah, there we go. Game making me panic. Look, I get it. And you guys are packed in like sardines. Relax. You're fine, I promise. Now, all of these people are leaving the workforce. So I do have to be careful of that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh no. How did I screw it up? Alright, is this a 3x3 area? It is. We're gonna try to plop one right there. Will it work? I have no idea. But also, we have a lot of debt. It's because of the jewelry. It's 100% because of the jewelry. We just bought a lot of it. Yeah. But hey, we just sold a whole bunch of linen, and that brought us from negative 3,700 to negative 172. Where did this house come from? What? That house wasn't there before. Whatever, we're gonna make this house upgrade. This house is going to be the best. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna get the bird alligator statues. It's gonna get the cat statues around it. Yeah. You're not gonna be able to see all the bad industry stuff going on across the river. It's just going to be a fancy house. A nearby brewery. No. No, not like this. Look at the pretty statue. Don't worry about what's going on across the river. Alright, they need a mortuary. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to get a mortuary going. We definitely have enough linen. 206 additional workers. I believe that's a problem. Are we able to double up on housing here without ruining everything? Probably not. It may be time. It may be time to build some housing across the river. I don't really want to. Could also just put some housing up here. Connected to this. That could work. Just a double wide row of housing. That's actually really disgusting. I hate that. Let's do it. I think the number of times I've said, I hate that, let's do it, in this series, it's probably many. It's probably many times, because I probably wouldn't do many of these stupid setups if I was just playing in my free time. But, you know, I gotta make it look silly and weird sometimes, just for the kicks and giggles, basically. No other rationale than that. Here, we're gonna put a pavilion back here. Is it worth putting a pavilion back there? Absolutely not. And we need a courthouse, a physician, and that might be it. That might actually be it. I guess we also could have upgraded these houses. We just have to put, scribal schools down. Are these what I need? Spacious manners? Game? Ah, it is. Okay, so we just need the culture, the kingdom rating, and the monument done. Some of those things will be possible. All right, actually, the monument's done. We just need the burial provisions. Okay. Some of these will be easier than others. But we can get rid of... the lamp makers. We don't need lamp makers anymore. You guys need libraries? I mean, I could upgrade them farther. It would give me more money if I did. Alright, let's go ahead and build some statues over here. Because this area is definitely going to have desirability issues. Those statues are not in sync at all. It's great. We're keeping it. There we go. It's kind of wild that we already have, like, this random spacious apartment here. But hey, at least that means that we're getting the right stuff in here. It's just going to take some time for it to, like, trickle down to everybody else. Okay, we're gonna have to start looking at culture as well. I hate culture wars. I hate getting culture high. It's such a pain. Culture is so painful. Okay, well, let's import more papyrus. We need 800. So we can just knock that out. We'll build a library over here. That'll help some of these upgrade. And we'll get more money out of them. And I guess we could put some scribal schools down over here. That'll help culture as well. As well as dentists. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. I have to wait for the next wave of papyrus. Our money is going crazy now, though. That's good. We're going to import more pottery. Because we're going to need it for all the extra population that we have. I wonder how mad they would be if we destroyed their statue here. Not that. Okay. I'm gonna put a library right there. We can start importing the random stuff for burial provisions. Let's see. We need 4 more weapons and 4 chariots. Okay. And then 4 chariots. It's a pity we can't make chariots. It's kind of wild that we can recruit an army here, even though I don't think we need one. Alright, desirability is not a problem. Chill out. Too little entertainment. I can accept that. That is a reasonable excuse to not upgrade your house. We'll put a pavilion in here. Yeah. That'll help. No. Not enough entertainment? Okay. I'll put a conservatory there. Now here's the problem. I need to make sure these houses re-upgrade in the right way. Yeah, like that. No. My housing. It's all ruined. It's all ruined. No. Okay. They upgraded just fine. These didn't. Okay, that should be okay. Do we have what we need? We have 12 manors. Yes. Okay. And we could build a Senate house. It's probably definitely worth building a Senate house. Because that'll provide another form of entertainment, and it'll boost our culture. More space to expand into, that's not happening. Alright, these houses are okay. That's good. These guys are still struggling with food, huh? I think this bazaar is just, in general, struggling to get food. But it is covering a lot of houses, so what if we did something like this? Put a second bazaar in here. Alright, let's go ahead and drop our library here. That's good. Okay, so we have the weapons and the chariots that we need. We can send them. The beer is going to be super easy. We just have to stockpile it for like a month. The jewelry is going to be the painful part. That's still a lot of expense there. Could actually upgrade some of these houses even farther. But I'm not going to try to get the I'm not going to try to get the logistics to upgrade these houses even farther. I'd have to expand the road out by 1 and get rid of some of the houses, and that's not happening. That's not happening at all. They're just going to have to be happy with their stately manners. But we just need a kingdom rating. The kingdom rating and the burial provisions. So we should be able to get the kingdom rating just by sending fancy gifts every year. That should be pretty easy. And then it's just the burial provisions. So let's go ahead and start importing more jewelry. And the next round of papyrus will go to the tomb. Yeah, this has helped a little bit, putting another bazaar here. I think as the mission continues, the food will get distributed farther and farther. The problem is that when this bazaar here distributes their food, they walk down this road, they distribute food to either side, and then by the time they get to like here, they're already out of food because they're providing food for like double the amount of houses that they would be compared to like this one, for example. I'm worried about the culture. Culture is such a pain to get up. All right, let's stockpile beer for like a week. I'll also accept beer here, just to make sure we have the extra space for it. Come on, beer. I believe in you, beer. Okay, we have the jewelry. We're gonna send that out, and then we're gonna quickly go back down to 500 or 400 jewelry. So now it's just the papyrus and the beer, and we should be very close to getting the beer. We should also be able to send... Yes. So we should be able to get the kingdom rating up to 80 in another year or so. Where is my papyrus, though? I should make sure I'm stockpiling papyrus. Because I don't want to getting gobbled up by the schools immediately. Alright, we should be able to send the beer, yep. So now we're just waiting for the papyrus. You can speed things up here. access to temples of only 2 gods. Well, you definitely have Osiris, Ra, and Ptah here. Yeah. It's just a matter of time before they got that back up. Which one are they missing? It's Osiris, isn't it? Because the only Osiris temple was up here. Also, Osiris is angry, so we might as well build another temple to Osiris. Just to make him a little bit happy. But it's not going to matter because... we still have to wait for still have to wait for the kingdom rating, right? I did stop stockpiling. And we could go back to 400. I could probably get one of these to upgrade, but I don't think we're gonna try it. Could actually probably get this. No, I definitely couldn't get that guy to upgrade. Maybe if I put a house over here, but I think we're just gonna finish the mission. We're gonna probably have to get fancy estates later on, so we'll see them again, I'm sure. There we go. Valley of the Kings completed.
You managed to adequately guard the royal tombs in the valley and complete the new tomb as ordered. Pharaoh Seti is most pleased with the exquisite craftsmanship of your workers.
Yeah, we did a good job. We did a good job. There's our city. I didn't really do a zoomed out perspective of the other cities that we did, but they were super tiny in comparison. So, yeah. All right, Ramses II. Ramses II is third in a dynastic line begun by his grandfather Ramses I, a vizier of non-royal blood who claimed the throne when Horemheb left no descendant. You need to achieve military triumphs and construct great monuments that will convince your subjects of your godlike status and fill your enemies with despair. Proclaim the name Ramses the Great and glory of Egypt for generations to come. I feel like the Levant is up here. So I'm not quite sure why we're smack dab in the middle of Egypt. But just for like comparison's sake, that was the entire first chapter of the expansion. Those 3 missions. They took us about 5 hours to beat. Some of these are going to take us much less time because of how the game has dumbed down combat significantly. Ancient Conqueror specifically is probably going to be super easy. And then we move on to Cleopatra's. These ones are going to be a little bit longer. But we will deal with them when the time comes. But that's going to be it for this time. Thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. And I think tomorrow when I stream, we're going to start Majesty 2. I still need to play... I still need to play the rest of Dynasty Warriors. But considering the fact that... And yeah, I'm using the spooky After Dark logo because it is After Dark here. But, like, considering the fact that I have to do a training montage in Dynasty Warriors, and I'm not really looking forward to that, we'll get to it eventually. But not tomorrow. I think tomorrow we're going to start Majesty 2. We're going to see how far we can get into that on one stream, and then we'll go from there. But like I said, thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate you. New followers, new likes, new friends, new family, new everything. But until next time, folks, happy gaming.